Now, as the country enters into another week of uncertainty and planned demonstrations, religious leaders have implored President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga to call a truce to save the country from sinking into further chaos.
Well, Anglican Church of Kenya Provost Reverend Evans Omollo wants opposition leader Raila Odinga to unconditionally call off Wednesday's demonstration to allow for dialogue to take place, saying the country is teetering on the edge of anarchy. And as Mary Muoki reports, the Luo Council of Elders has also called for reason to prevail among the two leading protagonists, saying the recent unrest and destruction witnessed in the last few weeks is affecting the country's economy.
Sunday service at the All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi, keeping in line with the unending calls for political reason to prevail. Canon Evans Omollo, the provost at the All Saints Cathedral, called on Azimio leader Raila Odinga to unconditionally call off the planned anti-government protests set for Wednesday, saying the country cannot afford any more chaos and instability. Similar sentiments were echoed by church leaders drawn from Nyanza, who say the time has now come for the two leaders to put the interest of the nation first.
From where we sit as a church, we want to call on the official leader of opposition, Honorable Raila, to rethink the strategy of maandamano. In our opinion, demonstrations do not solve much. And we want to ask Mheshimiwa Raila to call off the demonstrations unconditionally and to pursue alternative means.
We don't want this to continue in Kisumu, and especially in Nyalenda and also in Nyamasaria area. This is the voice of the church, and this is the stand of the church. Let the police respect the human dignity and respect the people and respect also the constitution of the country.
The call was also echoed by the Luo Council of Elders, who want the leaders to stop the grandstanding and rise above their differences to unite the country that is currently teetering on the brink of anarchy. The leaders also warned that if unchecked, the current political situation risks dividing the country along ethnic and political lines.
If Ruto is the president, let him call Raila to talk. Tell him, my friend, my brother, we have been in politics with you, but because I'm now the president, let us do this and that. That is now being responsible. As an elder, I want to say, please, please, this has to stop, and the only man who can stop this is Mr. Ruto.
I want to request and appeal to elders from across Kenya and the churches, the church leaders, to come down, organize themselves, and summon the two people at the table, so that we can tell them exactly how we want them to behave.
The president has to remember that he is the symbol of national unity, and because of that, it's only prudent that he accepts to sit with the opposition to talk. And the sitting we are calling for is not for power sharing, is to agree as parties that are key in the affairs of this country. How can we deal with the problems that are hurting our nation?
The leaders have strongly condemned security officers for what they termed as excessive use of force when quelling protests and asked them to uphold the Constitution of Kenya. Mary Muoki, Citizen TV.